Hey there, welcome to Monsters Misguided Intermission. This 4-part miniseries breaks away from the main story you've recently been following. Rather than facing down great cosmic evils, we'll be chasing smaller targets, namely things that you can cook and what cooking them can do for you and your adventures. Let's not waste any more time. Welcome to Episode 1, Focus, Giant Toads. Giant toads are interesting. At a glance, they're a low-level beast to pepper swamps and forests. Up close, however, their additional acid damage and swallow ability make for a slippery slope of a tough time if the dice fall in their favor, especially for low-level players. But we're not here to tell a big ol' story centered around a plucky hero and discuss the intricacies of killing these things. Today, I'm here to tell you how to cook them when you've killed them. First off, giant toads have very poisonous and acidic insides that can still damage you even once killed, so it's wise to cure their corpse. This can be done by either dashing the corpse with a vial of antitoxin or blessing yourself with a quick protection from poison spell before getting to work. If you skip this step, any failed checks down the line end up dealing poison or acid damage back to you. Not very fun, but who am I to judge if that's what you wanted in the first place? Now that the corpse is prepared, you can get to work harvesting the poison sacs. You'll be able to find them under the tongue and the throat of the toad. With a successful alchemist supply check paired with a dexterity check, you can harvest these without puncturing them. This step yields 2 results. 1, you'll get the sacs themselves, which are a thick, tough membrane that we'll get to in a bit. You can also harvest any leftover poison to give yourself a vial of the stuff, capable of doing 1d10 plus 5 damage. If you're keen on it, you can remove the tongue as well, providing a chewy, blubber-like meat for cooking. This can be done any number of ways, but I prefer just making a strength check to pull it out in one piece. No need to get fancy with it. In the swamps where these things reside, the locals also enjoy meals of giant toad legs. One leg is capable of feeding tons of people, and is the safest piece to prepare, as none of the toad's poison pumps into its legs. Just be careful, as they've been known to kick, even once separated from the rest of the body. On almost any other creature, I'd say harvest the eyes to eat or preserve as a pickled delicacy, but giant toad eyes end up chewing with the same texture as a mealy apple. Not very good, even goblins hate it. However, eyes be damned, because we have a stomach bag to harvest. This is where things get pretty complicated. Properly separating the stomach from the corpse is very time consuming if it's entirely done from the outside. You need to open the flesh up in a large band all the way around the midsection, peeling the stomach from it as you go. This can be done with a series of dexterity checks with cook's utensils over time. The longer you choose to take, the lower the DC is, but not by a very large amount. Of course, you can keep the outer skin intact if you have a smaller party member crawl inside and by using a very specific cutting pattern, pull the stomach from out of its mouth. With the skin intact, you can use it to pad your armor, giving you a small reduction in non-inhaled poison damage. Either way, the stomach sac has many uses, being an incredibly durable, weather and acid-resistant organic material. However, cooking isn't one of them, so just set it aside for this next part. Now that you have the important ingredients sorted out, you can begin preparing seared toad. I'm throwing this over to Chef Vitelli for his wisdom.
Right, of course. Cooking this boils down to first portioning out a piece of the leg meat, preparing that much like you would a lean cut of beef. Secondly, you can stuff the poison sacs with any filling of your choice. I'd recommend a caviar or pickled cabbage. These can be served before the leg. Finally, the tongue, if you bothered to take it out at all, can be sliced short ways, garlic fried, drizzled with butter and served on a bed of boiled spinach. Once prepared for a day and eaten, this meal is capable of giving up to 4 people the secondary effects of protection from poison for 24 hours. It can be stored for about 3 days to retain its potency, so it's best you prepare it and eat it as soon as you are able.
Tasty! That brings an end to this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Before I go, I'd like to thank my patrons for pushing us ever closer to the initial goal. Consider pledging for exclusive access to colored sketches, Discord privileges, and so much more. That's all for now. Bye-bye. Now that you have the important ingredients sorted out, you can begin preparing the... fuck's sake.